Hey, good morning, everyone, all you tiny home creators. I've been sitting here this morning thinking about it, and I've watched different videos and stuff about bug out bags. Well, some of the things that we would need to put in a bug out bag, like our important papers and stuff like that, wouldn't particularly work in a bag. It would probably have to be more like a suitcase that you could store underneath something or in a closet or something. And then if you needed to get up and go and run, then you just grab up that suitcase and go. So I've been thinking about doing that today. I don't have a suitcase. I'm going to have to get me a suitcase because just a bag won't do it. Well, what would you have in that? Well, I'm thinking because, you got to think about whether or not you have a car, whether you have a truck, um, whether you don't if you don't have. So I can't ride a bicycle anymore, not right now anyway. And I always did have a hard time getting my leg up over. Well, not always. I lie a lot, don't I? No, somewhere in my lifetime, I have not been able to lift my leg up over to get on a bicycle. Um, so I have all my valuable papers in a firebox. So I would have to have a big enough suitcase to keep that in. What all would I want? Let's see. An umbrella for one thing, a strong, hefty umbrella, uh, a rain cape, a poncho type with a hood on it. Um, Definitely uh, a couple warm sweaters, and of course, naturally, your big heavy coat. If you live in a place where it's winter, cold, snow, and stuff, and some kind of boot, not a dress boot, that's for sure. Um, a couple of nice warm blankets, uh, an air mattress that could air up if you have a car, that could air up from your cigarette lighter. And let's see, what else? And I know that sounds like an awful lot, but if you just get a twin mattress, if it's just for you, for especially us uh, folk that it'd be hard to carry a lot of stuff around, but you'd keep this in your car, except for the suitcase that has your um, important papers in. Couple blankets, um, a nice hat to put on your head because if your head's warm, uh, then that helps with the rest of your um, warmth in your body. Um, some hand warmers, some gloves. It would almost have to be like a suitcase and a box that you keep all that stuff in and keep it in your trunk. And like I said, I know that sounds like a lot, but you want to be prepared that if you and a few outfits of clothes, um, and even if it's summertime, you want a couple of things in that that you could put on that wouldn't be that you'd be warm. Um, maybe something if you drink coffee or tea or whatever, something that you like a. I know you can get them, and I don't know what they're called, but they're like a tall insulated. Uh, they look like a glass, but you plug them in and they heat up your water for coffee or tea or something like that. So what kind of coffee? I mean, you don't have a percolator. I use the Folgers with the dip bag for the coffee, which is like tea bags, and and of course your cup and stuff like that. And I know that sounds foolish, but if you're stuck out someplace in your car, or even not if you don't have a car, um, I'm just not sure how that would work yet. I have to think about that. But if you do have a car and or a truck, and um, then you have that stuff like an insulated. I have an insulated glass, and then I also have an insulated um, what you keep hot water in, or you keep coffee in, or something like that. But you would want to think about because if you don't have no food with you, at least you got coffee and tea and or hot cocoa or something like that. I mean, whatever is your uh, something to keep you warm and uplifted, and when you get up every morning to face the day. Because I know that. Okay, I'll give you an example. Um, I took off with this fellow one time. I had me and my daughter, youngest daughter, and he said he had a job in Reno, Nevada. And so I went with him, and I had my tea bags and a little bit of sugar with me. And you can't believe this. The I don't know. I think he did it on purpose because he didn't have anything. He didn't, but he threw them away. But I finally, I found some more, or found where he threw them or something, and I can't remember exact details. But I had tea with me, and we were staying in the car. So every morning, and that gave me a boost to face the fact because I had to take care of my daughter, and he had a boy. Someone had to have some sense, so I would have my tea in the mornings when we got up and be able to face the day. And we didn't have any money. Now that was a homeless time. So having what is going to get you jump started and fill your tummy a little bit, it would be ideally tea with a little bit of sugar or honey in it. Uh, so and or hot chocolate. And maybe make sure you have some bottled water with you. So those kind of things that you want to think about that would get you through. And we're all different. Naturally, we're not all different when it comes to sleeping. I mean, we all got to have a place to sleep. And you can get some pretty decent uh, um, air mattresses. But see, now my car is not big enough for an air mattress. So, but I got a seat that lets down. It wouldn't be very comfortable because it don't lay completely down like I would need, but it would work. So you make sure you have blankets. You make sure you have warm enough clothing, If it's summertime, make sure you have some cool clothes too. So it's a little bit of a challenge, that's for sure. But most of all, you want to make sure you have your important papers close at hand. And I recommend getting a firebox and that you can lock up and keep that all stashed together in a suitcase, the smaller things. But if the bigger things might need to go in a box in your trunk. So um, just when you're just sitting around thinking about making a bug out bag, think about the things that would be important to you to get you through while you have it. And uh, girlfriends, if you're still in the uh, age of uh, sanitary napkins and stuff like that, make sure you have some of those in there. Make sure you have some uh, pain relievers. Make sure if you're on meds, make sure you got uh, the meds in your bug out bag. Now, that's one of the good things about having a pill box. Now, I don't take meds anymore. No, I did. And I'd have a pill box. But the chore of filling that up all the time. But um, if you had a pill box, and sometimes they'd give you like 90-day supply of your medicines, you could keep some in your uh, living area, and then you could put uh, a bottle of it in your bug out bag. But the most important meds, like if you're on heart meds or something like that, uh, that has to keep you alive. Um, make sure that you have your comb and brush and stuff like that, because all those little things help make you feel better about yourself, so that you can keep pushing through whatever you need to do. If your a house got destroyed or whatever, and you need to go. There's another thing that I've been thinking about just now. I've seen all these flood victims, in the hurricanes and stuff, and they have they're going along in the water in boats. So maybe it wouldn't hurt to stash you away a life jacket for one thing, and one of them uh, uh, I don't know, life-saving boats, whatever you call them. They you pull a cord and they pop up, and you can get, float around in them. And I know, like again, I say I know that sounds like a lot, but if you want to survive, then you got to think about these things. Now, like where we're at right now, me and my daughter was talking about it the other day as far as flooding goes. We're up on the side of a hill, and the road is quite a ways down. That if it flooded down there, now there's a little creek on the other side. Now, whether or not it would ever, yeah, I think it would, because if I remember correctly, that same creek went up by when I was growing up. Man, when it rained and it rained bad, that creek would rise clean up to almost to the side of our house. And but we're up high enough here that if it flooded this way, unless it was like a Noah's flood or something, I don't know. but we'd be okay up here. So we'd definitely have to have a boat of some sort if we wanted to get someplace. So, but yeah, I think a bug out plan would work. And start thinking about that. Sit down and make yourself a list. And sorry about that. But one of the things I wanted to say to y'all, which the creator within me woke me up this morning, and I know a lot of you are going to say, "You're crazy, Joy. Don't be, don't be spanking us." But the creator told me that there's a lot of people out here that listen to me and listen to other people too, not just me. You're listening, and you like listening to me and stuff like that. But that's all you're doing. It's like you're not really. You like the ideas that we're presenting, me and other YouTubers, but you're not really doing anything about it. You're not getting up and moving as much as you should. Which, if the ones of you that can actually walk and stuff like that, you sit in your chair with all your stuff sitting around you right here where you can reach it and you don't have to get up that much and stuff. And but I do know a lot of you are working on the advice that some of the YouTubers and we are talking to you about. But and I know a lot of you you don't believe that there's going to be anything coming down the pike. But I say just be prepared for anything that could happen, even while we are having the faith that our Creator is going to be all right. And as long as we believe that all of that may not even touch us, as long as we're staying focused on uh, peace and good and knowing and having the faith that the Creator is going to take care of us and see us through and show us how to get through wisely. Yeshua said, "Be sly as a fox." So teaching us, and that's basically what I hope I've been doing on some of the things I've been saying to you, is to be prepared for any kind of scenario and know what's going on so you know how to react to it and keep all of that away from you. Live your peaceful little life wherever it may be, even if they try to shove us into 15-minute cities. If we create our own reality and we don't want to live in a 15-minute city, then we won't. So, but we have to know that, we have to believe that, and even if a disaster does hit us, we're prepared for it because we allowed the Creator within us to show us how to do it, and we can move on, but we won't be put into uh, a controlled system that we can't have our freedom. So yeah, the Creator told me a lot of them are listening to me and taking my advice and doing what they can to make their life better and easier. But a lot of them, all they're doing is listening and nodding their head, and they're going on because they don't think it's relevant. I'm sorry that I had to spank you like that, but uh, the Creator would not let me rest until I agreed to tell you about it. So Um, and like I said, I know things. People don't believe me when I say I know things. Um, so anyway, that's the bug out plan. So make yourself a bug out plan, and if you have a bicycle and you can get out on the bicycle, I know that that would be hard to do for blankets and stuff like that, but at least warm sweaters and stuff like that. And they have anyway. I don't know if you know this, but there's people out there that make these little bicycle carts that they're like little teardrop campers. That and you can get them made with a little kitchen and bed and stuff in them, and you hook them to the back of your bicycle, and off you go. They're not great big, but be enough for one person anyway. So, but anyway, that's just a thought. So, I'm gonna go. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. You have a great day.